Hey everyone, Chris from Cuppa here. I wanted to go through our latest feature here, which is our Performance Hub, and walk you through some of the framework here of how this all comes together. Obviously, of course, going over each of the tabs at the top, but really just showing you the nature of where this is going more than anything else. Where obviously, if we have the data in terms of GSC, GA4 for the brand itself, great. If we're connected to your social platforms, great. We can pull in all this information now and really give us the data we need to then start to think of how we can then automate it, both in terms of understanding where we are with the brand and brand visibility across multiple channels. And then most importantly, optimize it on the fly, right? So using some of these scheduled check-ins of the brand to then have agents go in and automatically update content for you, both in terms of article content and also social content. So that's the beginning framework of this. We had a lot of inspiration here from multiple different actual competitors in the space, where as long as we have this data, it gives us a really good framework of using AI in a way where we can set benchmarks and we have all the tools that we need in terms of content scoring, SERP scoring, etc., to then continue to iterate based on where the data is showing us. Maybe a page drop for you by went from ranking 4 through 11. Okay, let's optimize that on the fly, right? So we can use this data that we receive from Google here to then essentially help us use the content scoring and SERP scoring to make improvements and republish on the fly for you. So that's where this is headed. But the first most important element of this is obviously the overall data itself. And I'm going to walk you through it here. So let me just make myself a bit smaller here. So this is in tools and other. It's in the performance section here. This is only available for certain plans. Highly recommend. I think it's studio or above. I'll have to check, but highly recommend thinking about getting this. This is where the future is for sure. The data is so important to then really help us understand how to automate the optimizations on the fly. So overall, we do have a brand visibility score. We kind of like the idea of this from almost like a DRDA type metric that we would like to hopefully brand ourselves as something that's visible in the brand engineering space, where this is an important score for brands moving forward. So obviously we have an organic component, we have an AI component, content, and social. So a lot of these scores come together in a unique way. So you'll see here, this will definitely have some tweaking for us as we go along, but wanted to show you kind of like what that looks like. It's probably going to be very similar to 0 to 100, almost the same as your DR or DA metrics. But that is going to continue to come in. And then, everything else is really GSC, GA4 driven at the overview level. So you'll be able to click into a lot of these, see session users. Obviously, a lot of this stuff is direct from GSC, GA4, just positioned in a different way. You'll be able to see AI citations, ChatGPT, Google AIO. So we do have a LLM tracker that's working in the background to see your AI visibility, which is here in another tab. So all of that's coming through. You'll obviously see clicks, impressions, sessions, CTR, etc. So scrolling a little bit further down, top pages, top queries, CTR versus your position benchmark, opportunities of where we can improve, keyword cannibalization coming through, how we can fix AI visibility, opportunities, striking distance, backlinks. We do pull in the DR here, URL path, content decay map. So this is probably a lot overload for you, but think of this more also for your agent. So we do have the API, CLI, MCP. We have literally all three. Totally dependent on how you want to work with it, but imagine just giving the CLI access to Cloud Code, they will have access to all of this for the brand. So anytime we're doing any type of optimizations, it will actually ping the performance, just to give it context again before doing any of the next steps to optimize the content. So really interesting overview. Obviously, Pages is probably one of my favorites, but it's just a 360 view of everything in terms of the pages directly in the sitemap itself. A lot of data coming through. So a lot of filtering you can do. A lot of some of this stuff for us is on a subdomain. You can filter a lot of this stuff out. But most importantly, this is the framework just to see it in a table view. But this is the beginning framework of where you would then click. Sorry, I am in a demo. Then you can click and then hit analyze, and it will actually start the process of sending it to an agent to then content score the original, SERP score the original, and then basically optimize on the fly for you. So that is where we are largely going. It's already there in terms of the framework. And then obviously the idea here is this will automatically happen where you can go into the UI like we are, or you can just have a cadence of a cron job firing, almost like your heartbeat, if you're using OpenClaw, to then go out, read the performance, maybe on a monthly basis. If anything has dipped, changed, etc., that you want to optimize, it will run through all the processes and then spit out the final result. So really cool. I like this page a lot. Let me just show you some of the elements here. You can pull in the page details, top keywords, etc. Google SERP, view page. So everything you could possibly want from a complete overview of all the pages to the brand itself coming through. AI visibility. We do have a provider here. The demos is not the greatest result here. But yeah, so just giving an example of this, I don't think we've pulled the staging data, so this probably isn't coming through, but it will give you your competitors, and then it will reach out on ChatGPT mentions Google AI. So we'll probably add one more provider here just to give hopefully more in-depth overviews of what's being cited. But yeah, it's one of the overall metrics that's important to track. I think some people in the space are making a little bit too much of this, but it's good from a visibility standpoint either way. So we have that in here, and then last but not least, social. So all of these pages here, pages, AI, visibility, social, all flow into overview. But social obviously is attached to all your social accounts. You can see essentially this is almost like our GitHub board in terms of activity. This will be specific to total follower count across all the brands, anything that's connected, anything that's posted recently, top performing posts, engagement rates, things like that. Frequency, content performance decay, post details down here, right? So again, a lot of data, but think of this, of course, if you want to hop in and do this, we give you all the data visually, right? So you can definitely see all the data. Could be very useful for you, for a brand, for whoever's managing the brand for you. If it's a client, this is all wildly great data, but this is also available for agents via any of the CLI, API, or MCP. So so this is the new performance. The next element of this is definitely the agent side, where they'll come in and basically run the brand for you based on this type of data, which is cool. We do have, let me just show real quick. We do have within Cuppa a couple skills if you want to. Let me just show you the auto brand skills here. So highly recommend this for specifically the performance as well. But you'll see here you can add this to your agent. Not to go down this rabbit hole, but it's very specific to the performance because you'll see number one here in the loop is actually pull the performance data. So highly recommend taking a look at this. I'll do a whole video on agent marketing right after this.